You've always been known as the kind one, the calm soul who chooses peace over conflict. But what most people fail to understand is that your silence is not weakness, it's restraint. There is a powerful force within you, placed there for a divine purpose. When pushed too far, that hidden strength awakens with intensity and clarity. This message is your confirmation. What they tried to use against you is actually the fuel God is using to elevate you. Your kindness has never been a flaw, even though the world may have tried to convince you otherwise. People often mistake a gentle heart for weakness, assuming that because you choose compassion, patience, and understanding, you lack strength or the ability to stand your ground. But the truth is far deeper than that. It takes immense inner power to remain kind in a world that often rewards harshness. It takes spiritual discipline to respond with grace when faced with disrespect, and it takes a strong soul to choose peace when chaos would be easier. You were not designed to mirror the negativity around you. Instead, you were chosen to rise above it. Your kindness is not passive, it is intentional. It is a reflection of divine alignment, a sign that you are walking in a higher calling. While others react impulsively, you observe, you process, and you respond with wisdom. That level of control is something most people never achieve. They may speak louder, act tougher, or try to dominate situations, but they lack the quiet strength that lives within you. There have been moments when your kindness was tested, when people took advantage of your patience or misunderstood your silence. In those moments, it may have felt like being kind was a disadvantage. But those experiences were not there to weaken you, they were there to refine you. Every time you chose not to become bitter, you became stronger. Every time you refused to let negativity change your heart, you proved that your strength runs deeper than emotions or circumstances. Kindness, in your case, is not about being naive or allowing others to cross your boundaries. It is about knowing your power and choosing to use it wisely. You are fully capable of standing firm, of speaking truth, and of protecting your energy. The difference is, you don't act from ego, you act from purpose. That is what makes you truly powerful. Your strength doesn't need to be loud to be real. It is steady, controlled, and guided by something greater than momentary feelings. The world may continue to misunderstand you, and some people may still try to test your limits. But that doesn't change who you are. Your kindness is your foundation, not your limitation. It is the very thing that sets you apart and prepares you for what God has planned. And when the moment comes where you must rise, protect, or take action, that same kindness will not disappear. It will transform into a force that is both righteous and unstoppable. You were never meant to be someone who allows others to walk over you, even though your nature leans toward peace and understanding. There is a difference between being peaceful and being powerless, and your life is a reflection of that truth. Choosing peace does not mean you tolerate disrespect, and it does not mean you silence yourself when your spirit is being challenged. It means you operate from a higher level of awareness, where every response is intentional, not emotional. From the outside, people may assume that because you avoid unnecessary conflict, you will accept anything. They mistake your patience for permission. But what they fail to see is that your peace is protected. It is something you value deeply, and you do not allow just anyone to disturb it. You don't engage in every battle because you understand that not every fight is worth your energy. That level of restraint is not weakness, it is wisdom. There have been moments when you stayed quiet, not because you were afraid, but because you were choosing the right timing. You observed, you learned, and you allowed people to reveal their true intentions. In doing so, you gained clarity and control over the situation. This is something most people don't understand. They react instantly, driven by emotion, while you move with purpose. Your silence has never been empty, it has always been strategic. However, being chosen also means knowing when to draw the line. Peace does not mean you abandon yourself. It does not mean you allow boundaries to be broken again and again. There comes a point where standing firm becomes necessary, not out of anger, but out of self-respect. And when you reach that point, your energy shifts. You are no longer just the calm presence in the room, you become someone who cannot be overlooked or disrespected. God did not create you to be walked over. He gave you a gentle heart, but He also placed strength within you for a reason. Your ability to remain peaceful is a gift, but your ability to stand strong is just as important. When both are balanced, you become unstoppable. You are not here to prove your strength through noise or aggression. You prove it through presence, boundaries, and quiet authority. So understand this clearly. You can choose peace without losing your power. You can be kind without being taken advantage of. And you can walk away from what disrespects you without lowering yourself to that level. That is your true strength, knowing who you are, protecting your energy, and refusing to let anyone treat your peace as something they can control. There is a part of you that has remained quiet for a long time, holding in emotions, thoughts, and energy that you didn't always express. You chose patience over reaction, understanding over conflict, and silence over unnecessary noise. But what you may not have realized is that nothing you held in was ever wasted. That energy didn't disappear, it was being stored, shaped, and prepared for something greater. What felt like suppression was actually a process of transformation. Many people release their emotions instantly, without control or direction. They react in the moment, often creating more chaos than clarity. But you are different. You have the ability to hold your energy, to observe situations deeply, and to process things on a higher level. This is not weakness, it is discipline. And discipline creates power. The energy you didn't release impulsively has been building within you, turning into something far more focused and impactful. There were times when you felt misunderstood, when you wanted to speak but chose not to, when you absorbed more than you expressed. In those moments, it may have felt heavy, like you were carrying something alone. But that weight had a purpose. It was shaping your inner strength, teaching you control, and preparing you to use your energy in a way that actually creates change instead of just noise. When that stored energy finally activates, it doesn't come out as anger or chaos, it comes out as clarity, confidence, and direction. It becomes a force that pushes you forward instead of pulling you down. You begin to see things differently. You respond with precision instead of emotion. You act with purpose instead of reacting out of impulse. That is what makes your energy so powerful. It is refined, not raw. God has placed this ability within you for a reason. Not everyone can hold their emotions and still remain grounded. Not everyone can turn pressure into power, but you can. And when the time comes, everything you've been holding in will no longer feel like a burden. It will feel like fuel that drives you to rise, to move, and to step fully into who you were meant to be. So don't mistake your past silence or restraint as lost opportunities. It was preparation. Every moment you chose control over reaction added to your strength. And now, that strength is becoming visible, not just to others, but to you. What you once kept inside is now turning into a focused, unstoppable force that aligns with your higher purpose. There is a fire within you that not everyone can see, and that is by design. On the surface, you may appear calm, patient, and composed, but deep inside, there is a powerful force that awakens when it is needed most. This is not ordinary energy, it is something placed within you for protection, for purpose, and for the moments when you are pushed beyond your limits. It is not there to destroy, but to defend, to guide, and to ensure that you never lose yourself in the face of adversity. This inner fire is not something you use carelessly. Unlike others who react out of anger or impulse, your strength is controlled. It does not erupt without reason. Instead, it waits, it observes. It allows situations to unfold until the moment comes where action is necessary. And when that moment arrives, there is no hesitation. That fire rises with clarity and precision, giving you the strength to stand firm, speak truth, and protect your peace. There have been times when you felt that intensity building inside you, especially when you were disrespected, misunderstood, or pushed too far. It may have surprised even you because it felt so different from your usual calm nature. But that was not you losing control, that was you stepping into another part of your design. A part that refuses to be broken, a part that refuses to stay silent when something within you knows it's time to rise. God placed this fire inside you as a form of spiritual protection. It is your boundary when words are not enough. It is your strength when patience has reached its limit. It ensures that while you walk in kindness, you are never left defenseless. You are not meant to live in constant battle, but you are also not meant to be vulnerable to everything and everyone. This fire creates balance within you. It allows you to be both gentle and powerful at the same time. What makes this fire different is that it is guided, not reckless. It does not seek harm or chaos. Instead, it brings truth, clarity, and strength into situations where they are needed most. When it activates, people feel the shift. They recognize that you are not someone to be underestimated, not because you are loud or aggressive, but because your presence becomes undeniable. So understand this clearly. That fire within you is not something to fear or suppress. It is part of your identity. It is a gift that ensures you remain aligned with your purpose while also protecting your spirit. And when the time comes to use it, it will not lead you astray. It will guide you exactly where you need to stand, strong, grounded, and unshaken. There are moments in your life when everything seems calm, when you are moving with patience, balance, and quiet focus. But then, there are moments when something shifts, when you are pushed, tested, or challenged in a way that awakens a completely different side of you. What most people don't understand is that these moments are not random disruptions, they are activations. Being provoked is not the end of your path, it is often the beginning of your transformation. You are not someone who reacts without reason. It takes a lot to push you to that point. You give chances, you show understanding, and you try to maintain harmony for as long as possible. But when that line is crossed repeatedly, something within you begins to rise. It's not just emotion, it's clarity. You start to see things for what they truly are. Illusions fade, intentions become obvious, and your tolerance for anything misaligned with your spirit disappears. This is where your higher purpose begins to activate. What once felt like discomfort or frustration starts turning into direction. You no longer question yourself the same way. Instead, you become more certain, more focused, and more aligned with what you truly deserve. The very situations that were meant to distract you or break your spirit end up sharpening your awareness and strengthening your resolve. Being provoked forces you to step out of passivity and into action. It pushes you to set boundaries you may have delayed before. It gives you the courage to walk away from what no longer serves you. And most importantly, it reconnects you with your inner power, the part of you that refuses to settle, refuses to shrink, and refuses to stay silent when it matters most. God uses these moments intentionally. They are not there to harm you, but to wake you up. Every challenge, every push, every moment of discomfort is guiding you toward a stronger version of yourself. It's aligning you with your purpose by removing what doesn't belong and revealing what truly does. Without these moments, you might stay too comfortable, too tolerant, or too unaware of your own strength. So when you feel that shift happening, don't misunderstand it. You are not losing your peace, you are stepping into your power. What provokes you is not there to control you, but to activate you. It is the spark that ignites your growth, the signal that it's time to rise, and the force that pushes you closer to who you were always meant to become. You have never been someone who reacts instantly, and that is one of your greatest strengths. While others are quick to respond out of emotion, you take a different path. You pause, you observe, and you allow yourself to fully understand what is happening before making a move. This ability to hold your response is not hesitation, it is control. It shows that you are not ruled by impulse, but guided by awareness and intention. There is a deep power in not reacting right away. In those quiet moments, you are gathering information, reading the energy of the situation, and seeing beyond what is visible on the surface. You notice patterns, intentions, and truths that others often miss because they are too busy reacting. This gives you an advantage. By the time you choose to respond, you are not acting blindly, you are acting with clarity and purpose. People may misinterpret your calmness as weakness or assume that you are unaffected. They might think you don't have a response, or that you are unable to defend yourself. But what they fail to realize is that you are simply choosing the right moment. You are not here to match chaos with chaos. You are here to rise above it, to transform it, and to turn every situation into something that works in your favor. When you finally do act, it carries weight. Your words are precise, your actions are intentional, and your presence becomes undeniable. You don't waste energy on unnecessary conflict. Instead, you channel it into growth, into progress, and into elevating yourself beyond the situation. This is what sets you apart. You don't just respond, you evolve. Transformation is your true response. Instead of being pulled down by negativity, you use it as a stepping stone. Every challenge becomes a lesson, every conflict becomes an opportunity to grow, and every moment of pressure becomes fuel for your next level. You are constantly turning situations into something greater, something that aligns with your purpose rather than distracts from it. God has given you this ability for a reason. Not everyone can rise above their emotions and see the bigger picture, but you can. You have the strength to stay grounded, the wisdom to choose your response, and the discipline to transform every situation into something meaningful. And because of that, you are not easily shaken. You are constantly evolving into a stronger, more focused, and more powerful version of yourself. There is something about your silence that unsettles people, even if they can't fully explain why. In a world where most expect immediate reactions, loud responses, and visible emotions, your calm and composed nature stands out. When situations arise that would normally trigger chaos, you choose stillness. And that stillness speaks louder than any words ever could. It creates a sense of mystery around you because people are not used to someone who doesn't react the way they expect. Many individuals rely on reactions to feel in control. They provoke, they test, and they wait for a response that confirms their influence over you. But when you remain silent, when you don't give them the reaction they anticipated, it disrupts their expectations. It makes them question themselves. Your silence becomes a mirror, reflecting their own intentions back at them. And that is what creates discomfort. It forces them to face something within themselves they were not prepared to see. Your silence is not empty. It is filled with awareness, observation, and understanding. In those quiet moments, you are processing everything on a deeper level. You are seeing beyond words, beyond actions, and into the true nature of the situation. This gives you a level of clarity that others often lack. While they are focused on the surface, you are connected to the deeper truth. There is also strength in knowing that not everything requires a response. You don't feel the need to prove yourself, to defend every point, or to engage in every conflict. That level of self-assurance is rare. It shows that you are secure within yourself and that you are not easily shaken by external noise. Your peace does not depend on controlling others, it comes from understanding yourself. At the same time, your silence creates a powerful presence. People can feel it even when nothing is being said. It carries a sense of control, confidence, and quiet authority. It tells others that you are aware, that you are grounded, and that you are not someone to be underestimated. You don't need to raise your voice to be heard. Your energy speaks for you. God has given you this ability to remain calm and silent for a reason. It protects you from unnecessary conflict, it gives you clarity in confusing situations, and it allows you to move with wisdom instead of impulse. And while others may be confused by it, that is not your concern. Your silence is your strength, and in a world full of noise, it is one of the most powerful tools you have. Everything you have gone through was never meant to destroy you, even if it felt that way in the moment. There were situations that tested your patience, people who pushed your limits, and moments where you felt like giving up. It may have seemed like too much, like the weight was unfair or the pressure was unnecessary. But what you didn't see at the time was that every challenge was adding something to you, not taking something away. What was meant to break you was actually building you. Every disappointment taught you discernment. Every betrayal taught you boundaries. Every moment of pain revealed a deeper level of strength within you. You were being shaped, refined, and prepared for something greater. While others might have crumbled under the same pressure, you endured, and that endurance turned into power. There is a shift that happens when you begin to see your struggles differently. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you start to realize, "This is happening for me." That perspective changes everything. The same situations that once felt like obstacles now become stepping stones. You begin to extract lessons, wisdom, and clarity from experiences that once only brought confusion and hurt. your energy also transforms. The pain you carried does not stay as pain, it becomes motivation. It becomes focus. It becomes the driving force behind your growth. You no longer allow negative experiences to hold you back. Instead, you use them as fuel to move forward with greater determination and purpose. This is where your true power reveals itself, not in avoiding hardship, but in transforming it. God does not waste your experiences. Every trial you faced had a purpose, even if it wasn't clear at the time. Those moments were aligning you, strengthening you, and pushing you toward your true path. What others intended for harm or negativity has been turned into something that works in your favor. That is not coincidence, that is divine redirection. Now, you are no longer the same person who first went through those challenges. You are stronger, wiser, and more aware. And most importantly, you carry a different kind of energy, one that cannot be easily shaken. What once tried to break you has now become the very thing that fuels your growth, your purpose, and your rise.